Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since I filmed a tutorial because between school and work and gymnastics I haven't really had time to sit down and film. But a lot of my schoolwork is out of the way now with the end of the semester, so I decided to film this holiday makeup look. This is pretty glam, big lashes, dark eye colors. If you guys want to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. Okay, so to start I'm going to be priming my face. I'm going to start with the TooFaced HangoveRx primer because normally in the winter months my skin is super dry. So it's important to have a really good moisturizer. And then I like to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. It's so smoothing and it makes everything last all day. So I kind of work that between my fingers and then I pat it in the center areas of my face where I have my problem areas. So moving right into foundation, I'm going to be mixing a couple. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation and it's a little bit on the tanner side. I used it during the summer. And this is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. And this is in shade NC40 and my Born This Way is in Caramel. And then I'm going to take this beauty blender. It's a new beauty blender. It has like the marbled thing. I think it's really pretty. And it's damp and I'm just going to blend everything in. Okay, so now the foundation's all blended, we're going to go in with concealer. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me, and it's the same kind of orangey tinted one that I like to use to cover the dark circles right up in here. Because if I go in with the really light concealer that I like to use to highlight, and I put it over the dark circles, it doesn't necessarily cover it, and then it looks kind of ashy. And then to highlight the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Cannelle. And we're just going to brighten up the whole center of the face, as well as snatch the nose with it. And blend. Okay, so concealer's all blended, and then I like to go in with a cream contour. And I like to primarily use cream products in the winter time because my skin gets really dry. So this is the Soleil Tan de Chanel. It's a cream bronzer, and I just take a fat contouring brush with synthetic fibers. This is from Real Techniques. And then I just contour. So there's that side, and then same thing on the other side. And then whatever's left over, I just drag it down my neck, and there's like a tiny bit that I'll use the very edge to lightly pre-snatch my nose. And then you just want to make sure you buff your contour up into the hairline because you don't want to have that weird bronziness and then like the white that's right there, because then it just exposes you. So that's all blended in. Then I like to really lightly bake my under eyes. I don't want to use too much because then I'll end up looking really dry. So I take my damp beauty blender, I dip it in my Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder, just a tiny bit, and then I'm just going to press in this powder only where it's necessary. So for me it's right up under my eye and then right up next to my nose. I used to drag it out, but that was during the summer when I would sweat a lot and I needed to stay. During the winter I don't have that problem and I don't want to dry my skin out, so we're just going to concentrate where it's really necessary. With the excess, I don't want to tap on anymore, so we're going to have this tiny bit and under the nose, around the mouth a little bit, and the tiniest bit in the center of the forehead. That's all the setting powder I'm going to do. So I'm going to leave the under eyes and everything else to bake for a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with my powder bronzer. I love the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I use the darker one, and I go in with that same brush, and by this time the cream product has worn off. If the cream product hasn't worn off and you dip it into your powder product, it's gonna mix and it's gonna ruin your pan. So it's all clean right now, and then I just dip it into this bronzer. And I love this one because it matches my undertone, which is a little bit reddish. So I'm gonna set it on top of where I did the cream tan de Chanel. So there's a nice warmth back in the skin. And at this point, I'll go ahead and dust the bake away because it doesn't have to be too serious during the winter. I just want it so that the concealer stays, but it doesn't have to be as heavy duty as during the summer. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish off the complexion with the blush and the highlight. I like to do all this before I do brows because if I have my brows down and then I hit it with some powders, then it kind of fades or it gets some highlight in there and then I have to work to redefine it. First I'm going to use my Milani Color Swirl blush. I'm just going to take this fat brush and just like one quick swirl, and I'm going to use it barely on the apples and primarily sweep it back because I like to slim my face down. And then we're going to blend it a little bit down into the contour. And then I'm going to do some highlight. This is the new, well, it's not new. The Whisper of Gilt has been out by MAC for a long time, but they have this holiday packaging, and it was so cute. I forget what the price is, but you buy it and you get a matching bag, and they gave the brush that goes with it. It's so pretty. The holiday one has like this snowflake design. I think it's so cute. So I had to get it. And then this brush, it's just a very fat fan brush. And so I'll just pick up some of the pigment and hit the high points of my face with it. So there's our glow for today. Now I'm gonna go into my brows because I like to do those so I know exactly what shape I'm gonna have and how much space I want to use for my eyeshadow. So I'm actually just gonna fast forward through this because this is the exact same method and the same products that I've used in all my other videos. So if you wanna see how I do it, you can check those out, but I'm just gonna save this little amount of time. Okay, so I'm back with the brows. They're a lot bigger and darker than I had anticipated, but it happens. Honestly, lately I've been really upset about my brows because the people that I typically go to started really messing them up. They made them really, really thin, and now there's like not a shape for me to follow because it's not the shape that I want, so it's been really difficult to try to just get normal brows. It's been taking way longer than it normally does, so this is the best it's gonna get for today. I'm gonna hop into eyeshadow now. I'm really excited because today I'm gonna be using the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I just got it. The packaging is so pretty. And on the inside, this is what it looks like. I love all of the colors. So I'm just gonna start with a fluffy blending brush. And I'm gonna go into this color called Eden. And it is this light pink, peachy floral color. I'm just gonna use it to throw in the crease. So after we have that base color, I'm gonna go in with a deeper shade, which is right next to it. It's called Amber. This one's kind of a maroon-ish color. And I'm gonna concentrate that a little bit lower in the crease. Okay, so there's a little bit more of a crease. And then I'm gonna go in with this really small blending brush into this color called Saffron, which is a deep red, and I'm gonna pack it. And then I'm just gonna really lightly trace the outer V and blend it away. And then I'm just gonna use the other fluffy brush that I was just using to really make sure everything blends together nicely. Same thing on the other side, a little bit of saffron. Okay, so now for the lid color. There are so many really pretty shimmers in here. I am going to use Blood Moon today, and it is so creamy. Look at that. I'm going to swatch it for you. This is a single, like I just pressed my finger in there. It's so pigmented. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my ring finger, and I'm just going to coat the lid with that. So pretty. So then I'll just go in with a little bit of the crease colors again to get the glitter out of there. So just going in with the exact same colors to re-emphasize them. And then for the bottom, I'm gonna basically mirror everything I just did. So I'm gonna take this really small flat shader brush and do the exact same thing, and with the glitter I'm actually going to apply it with this because my finger is way too big to hit the bottom lash line. So there's one smoked out lower lash line, and now we're going to hit the other. Now I'm just going to hit the inner corners. I'm going to take a clean, really small brush, and I'm going to take my Badescu Rose Water and just get it really saturated. And I'm going to go in with this gold shade called Nefertiti. And I like to get it wet because it just makes the pigment really pop. And I'm going to pop it right on the inner corner and a tiny bit on the first like 2 millimeters of my lower lash line. I'm going to be doing the same thing for my lashes that I've done in a lot of other videos. So I'm just going to curl them, put a little bit of mascara, and then pop on some falsies. I'll be using the House of Lashes Siren today, and I'll just come back whenever I'm done with that. Okay, so lashes are on. They made a world of difference. To finish up this look, I was looking in the center parts of my face, and I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but they're just looking a little bit oily. So to get rid of that, I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury face powder. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, and it's the best powder I've ever used. It is a little bit pricey, but it's so worth. I just take a really small brush and just like barely tap in, and then wherever you put it, it's just, oh my god. It's so good. Do you guys see that difference? Right here, it's super oily, and right here it looks very airbrushed. Love. So the center parts are nice and matte again, but I want to re-emphasize the highlight. I'm going to use the same MAC Whisper of Gilt, and to maybe make it pop a little bit more, I'm going to spray my cheek with the Badescu Rose Water. And we're going to dig in and just do it right on the high point in the little C around the edge of the face. Same thing on the other side. Okay, and then Cupid's bow, chin, tiny bit down the center of the nose. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I hope you guys could maybe learn something or got a good product recommendation out of this video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to keep up with future tutorials. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a very happy holiday season, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!